Hi, it's Kayla, 1/3 of LoveCast, the Boys Love podcast, and I have an announcement for you today. So in honor of our interview with the cast of Love Area, the series, which you can watch on our YouTube channel or listen on whichever podcasting platform you prefer, we've teamed up with GagaOOLala to give away 10 one-month passes to their platform. There are a lot of different queer series and movies you can watch on their platform. And if you haven't seen Love Area yet, honestly, this is the perfect excuse to stream part 1 before part 2 is released. So how to enter? You can do any of the following. Rate and review us on Apple Podcasts, making sure to leave a quote from one of our episodes in the review. Or follow us on Instagram, Twitter, or TikTok, then like and leave a comment on your favorite post on each platform. Or subscribe to our YouTube channel, then like and leave a comment on your favorite video of ours. Each of these ways to enter will put you in a draw to win 1 month free of GagaOOLala. But if you do everything and then submit it to us, you'll go in the draw to win a second pass, giving you the potential to win 2 free months. Make sure to take screenshots of your entries and submit them to us via Google Forms, which we will leave in the description. The giveaway is worldwide and will run from 5 p.m. CDT, Wednesday the 6th, October 2021, to 5 p.m. CDT, Wednesday the 20th of October 2021. You can find all the terms and conditions as well as the entry conditions in the Google form. You can find us on social media at LoveCast Podcast and on any streaming platforms at LoveCast the BL Podcast. Good luck and happy entering! Hello, you guys. Welcome to LoveCast, the Boys Love podcast, where we talk about everything related to boys love. I'm your host, Kayla, and with me are my co-hosts, Pixie and Alexa.
Hey.
Hello.
So today we're fangirling more than we would probably like to admit.
Kayla especially.
Because we are joined by everyone's girl crush, Rachel Coates from Pearl Next Door.
Yay!
Yay!
Welcome.
Hi.
Hide my face with my T-Rex arms up.
Yeah, so we received a lot of questions from your fans who I believe go by the name Raincoats, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, that's so cute.
That is so cute.
It is, it really is. But before we get into them, just the general question, like, how have you been holding up in lockdown and with COVID and everything like that? Because I know the Philippines is crazy right now.
But it's been a challenge. I still can't believe it's been a year because obviously we started Pearl Next Door with the pandemic in mind, so it was all like on Zoom, and it's still going on. So I'm just wow, you know.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I think things are still pretty bad everywhere, but a lot of places are trying to pretend like it's not.
Yeah, you know, here in Norway, they for a week ago just the pandemic is over, everything's back to normal. And I'm just like, okay.
It is very much not okay.
Yes.
But
that's
yeah,
stressful. Stressful all around. But, you know.
Yeah, on like a real note, whenever I see like news from the Philippines about COVID, I just feel so like hopeless. Like, what do you even do about it?
It's been. She's screaming really loud. Okay, sorry. No, it's been a challenge, honestly. Like, especially like after Pearl Next Door, I feel like all I wanted to do was be on set again and make stuff again and be with people again. But it's an impossibility, you know. Yeah. So it felt like kind of nipping that bug in the bud. But and also it's just like being so close to all the suffering here, you know. It's like it's difficult, you know, because it can feel hopeless when you can't do anything about it except donate and vote the right people into office. So register to vote if you aren't yet, guys. But yeah, it's hard. It's hard. But there are some, you know, media helps. I feel like if there's Becca and I, my sister, who've just been escaping to media sometimes is the only thing you can really do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine if we had this pandemic before we had the internet.
Oh,
Like,
God.
how
God.
isolated would you be?
Oh my God, I can only imagine.
I think it would probably end up like, like in the Spanish flu times or like in the plague. Where people, there were like this facet of people who were like, oh no, the plague's gonna get us, we have to stay indoors and go crazy. Then there's like all of this medieval art depicting like all the Spanish and British people, they go out and they're just drinking. They were just drinking. They get to us, we're dying at 20, like let's just live
Drink
life.
through it all.
Yeah. Well, it's not worse than being isolated. Like, being isolated could be just as bad as dying for something.
It could, but I don't want to say that because then people would be like, that's right, let's just go out.
Yeah.
Don't go out. Do not
go out.
Do not recommend.
Yeah, so COVID, our conclusion is COVID does not seem to be getting better anywhere. At least we have media like Pearl Next Door to distract us for even just a short amount of time.
True.
Yeah. So another very important question that the people want to know is, what are your sun, moon, and rising signs?
Okay. Y'all, you don't. You have to answer the question as well, actually, because I wanna know, because it is indicative, like for real. So, my sun I'm Cancer, and that's extremely true. Like, it's unfortunately true. Like, I cry at everything. So, Cancer. I am a Taurus moon, and that's very. Yeah, I feel that, especially now that I'm isolated so often. It's very Taurus vibes in this vicinity right now, and I am an Aquarius rising, so that little crazy little dash of crazy, that's the
that makes perfect sense. Like, I'm really into astrology and stuff like that, so that makes perfect sense to me.
When I found it out like maybe 2 years ago, I was like, oh no, so it is real.
Oh no, I swear. You find out what your signs are and you're like, this is the reason why I act the way
everything
I
makes
do.
sense.
True.
Yeah.
That anybody I've ever dated has been a Gemini, and I'm like, wait, what?
Gemini?
Oh my, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. That's interesting. But yeah, my sun sign is Pisces, my moon sign is Aries, and I believe my rising sign is also Pisces.
I love Pisces.
So that makes sense.
So well. That does make sense. I can see it. Miss Brown sweater vibes.
Mine is, I'm a Libra sun, Scorpio moon, and an Aries rising.
Oh my god. Wait, this Scorpio scares me a little bit. I'm just gonna be on the side. I pull up into a little ball, like, oh wow. You guys are like so. You guys command a room. Whenever I'm with like Scorpios, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna be quiet because you guys are so cool.
Yeah, I honestly have no idea. I have
really? You're gonna have to ask Kayla, dude.
You'll have to do your birth chart on an episode one day.
Yeah, definitely.
I want to deep dive into that.
Yeah, because it does really interest me. I haven't been around people before that actually look at stuff like that, so it's just yeah.
Yeah, the main thing you need to know when you're trying to do your birth chart is you need to know what time you were born. That's really, really important for that kind of stuff.
I actually think I have my birth certificate somewhere in the boxes. Yeah.
There you go. Just have to rummage around and find it.
I do know when my daughter was born, on the exact minute.
We can do her birth chart too.
It'll be a whole other episode.
Pixie's family birth chart.
A special podcast episode that has nothing to do with voice love.
Maybe that's a question we should start asking people.
Yeah,
that would be good.
But yeah, let's get into some questions about Pearl Next Door because there are a lot of them. I really want to know how did you first hear about Pearl Next Door, and what was auditioning like?
That's interesting. Well, I heard about Game Boys, and I'd watched a couple of episodes before, even getting the part. So I was like, oh, I know what universe this lies in. And then I finished the whole series after my first audition. I'm sorry, I was just like saliva. Don't worry. But yeah, I did the audition. A friend from college recommended. They were like, "Oh, we need," which I appreciate. They were like, "We're looking for queer actresses to play a queer role." And I was like, since like there are like maybe 15 lesbians my age in this country, they were like, "Oh, we know one." My friend from college recommended me, just pitched me out there, and I did the part. I did the audition. It was like terrible because I was reading off a screen, and it was in Tagalog, which I love the language so much. It's melodic and beautiful, and it's poetry, but I can't speak it well. Like I really try really hard. Like I've been for 17 years, but it's so difficult. So I just translated it on the spot and watched the series. And then after I watched the Game Boys finale, I messaged them at like 2 a.m. I messaged the production manager, Wiz, and I was like, just dropping in to let you know that I had a great time auditioning. And what's it called? I said, as a queer woman, this would be really important for me to play. I mean, I feel, connected to the role already, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And they got me. And I felt so happy about that. I was vibrating. So yeah, it was really fun, the audition process.
Yeah. Yeah, representation is so important nowadays too, because
It is.
Yeah, very much.
Really, really makes me happy, being able to be a part of that, especially here in this country. Yeah, really. Oh, I can't even say, it's just altered the trajectory of my life, I think, which is, yeah.
I know a lot of people have said that you've sort of become a role model for them and a safe space for them. So
that's
amazing.
A lot. Like, that my heart's growing like 5 sizes, but it's also like a lot of pressure, but it's,
right.
No, I believe it.
But
I mean, I told you before that it means a lot to see somebody like you on screen. Just that gesture in and of itself is very meaningful and will positively affect, younger people who need somebody to look up to.
Yeah.
That means a lot coming from you guys. It really does. But yeah, I just, the production took a huge risk doing something like this in the Philippines, and did it with Game Boys, and they're doing it with Pearl, and I'm really just thankful to them, honestly, because it is uncharted territory for us. Like, I think there was a blueprint, or they wrote the blueprint for Boys Love, or they were very instrumental in it.
Yeah,
and now we were making forays into girls' love. It's a shame with the restrictions, because I'm sure that a lot more would have come of it sooner. I'm not saying that a lot, more is not going to come of it, but sooner, it would have been sooner. If there weren't so many restrictions, but
Yeah, I think that's something that we have to keep in mind whenever we're watching the show, is maybe things did not turn out the way we wanted to because of the filming restrictions and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Did you go in like auditioning for Alex, or was it kind of like open-ended?
They called me for Alex or Carlene. And the reason I didn't think I got it was that they gave me Alex's lines. I'd rehearsed Carlene's lines.
Oh no!
They gave me Alex's lines, and I was looking at it. Then I did it, and then they were like, "Okay, we're good." And I'm like, "You want me to read Carlene's lines? Like, we're good?" And they're like,
"You sure you don't want me to?"
I'm like, "Okay, bye. See you never." But it was really fun.
Like auditioning for stuff like that sounds so nerve-wracking.
It was awful. It was so terrible.
I can imagine they're keeping like a stone faces on and everything just because they don't want to give anything away because they're probably gonna discuss this for like days afterwards.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
still, my
I mean,
nerves would not.
So nervous. But the production team is so nice, and you know,
yeah.
Adrianna was so sweet. Like when we got on the call, she was like, "Oh, I hope to see you soon," and I was like, "I hope so too, dude." Like, you're really good, but yeah, it was really fun. It's just like it's so weird, like ending the call and be like, "Oh, I just had an audition, and there's no one around to like." We can't go out for fast food, or we can't.
Right.
I can't let out
about
the
it. Like
steam.
what?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so weird thinking that your role and Iana's role could be switched because
I feel like
each
I
of
wouldn't
you
be able
suit
to
the role
imagine it.
so well.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I can't imagine you being Carlene and her being Alex. It's just no.
Wild.
No, but
I
it's
think
perfect
he was
casting.
incredible though. No,
It
yeah,
really-
dude, like
Yeah.
my mom would say, you know, like Iana made that her role. She was like Team Carlene for a minute there. I was like,
Wait a second, Mom.
Mom,
Betrayal.
see me filming this, right?
I love that.
You've probably been asked this before. I can't really remember, but do you feel like you share any similarities with Alex, or maybe even like stark differences?
Ooh, I think I'm a lot more guarded than her now. Come on, results of the last year or 2 years, but but she, I think I want to be like her someday. I think she's brave and confident, and I don't know. Pearl Next Door was something wild because it's kind of being forced out of my shell a little bit. You know, like people say that in order to be confident, you just have to pretend that you are, and she totally forced me to do that. So yeah, gaining little tiny tidbits from her. But I never get angry. that's the thing that she does. And she's a little bit hot-headed. I'm like, I'm not. I'm a little frog personified. Like, ask like my sister, my mom, like something terrible happened. I'm like, oh, that hurts so much. It's time to eat some cereal, you know, like. But yeah, those are some differences and similarities, I think. But I don't know. I feel like everybody's grown and changed so much in the past year. It's like it's hard.
Right.
We're all in a state of flux. So I'm like, I don't know who I am anymore. I haven't been on a date in 2 years, so it's like, what do I do? You know, I don't even know.
No,
Yeah,
I feel like a lot of people have been going through identity crisis.
Yeah,
Girl.
absolutely.
Like
100%. And I mean,
definitely have.
some good things came out of this pandemic. Like, we got Game Boys and Pearl Next Door, and we got this podcast, and like, stuff like that wouldn't happen if it wasn't for the pandemic. So,
I do
small
notice
things.
that community development is crazy now. People value it so much more. I mean, before the pandemic, I didn't see people carving out time to, you know, spend time with their online communities or that's an interesting thing that's happened.
It sort of feels like the world has become even smaller, faster, because people just are reaching out to every corner in the world to get some interactions. And it's opening up too, because you get more people who are more aware of the Asian communities, especially in the West, and it brings more togetherness, and like a lot of racism and xenophobia comes from the unknown,
Right?
so that they're learning about it kind of makes
for sure.
it's
I could
on the road, at least, like it's getting there slowly.
On the road. Better than not being on the road.
Yes.
that would help, I'm sure. I was so pleasantly surprised when I saw the reach of Pearl Next Door and Game Boys. I was like, whoa. I was just so surprised and happy. All these venues are like here in the Philippines, and people watching them from other parts of the country, of the world, is like, wow. It's really cool.
Yeah, it is really cool. With Pearl Next Door, when you were filming, do you have any like funny memories or just memorable things that stuck out to you?
Oh, lots. Like on set, Iana and Adrian, they're just such professionals. So I'd never really been on a TV set before. Like I'd done a lot of theater and I'd done a film before. But then watching them on a TV set, everything is so efficient and fast, especially because of the COVID restrictions. Like, we had 2 shooting days in this place, blah, blah, blah. And they were so fast that it was like really intimidating. But I remember at the end of the day, I think it was our last shooting day ever, and we were finally like cooling down. And we'd shot in my house, in my parents' house in Batangas, like the beach thing, episode 6.
Yeah.
And that was our last shooting day. So it was like really late at night. We all came downstairs in our normal clothing again. And I didn't have anything in the house but almond milk and cornflakes. And I looked at Iana, I was like, yo, you want some almond milk and cornflakes, dude? She was like, yeah, let's go, dude. So we all ate. We finished my cornflakes and almond milk at like 2 a.m. and went home. And I was left in this giant empty house, and I was like, oh. That was it. It's over, But
what a way to end up with cornflakes and almond milk.
I know. I was like a grand feast. It was awesome. But yeah, I miss being with them like on set every day. It was just such a great experience, especially like when it was still on Zoom even, and we would catch up, be like, hey, how was your week? Just sweet stuff,
Yeah.
But they're doing great things now, so I'm proudly watching from the corner, like, oh, great job, guys, keep going.
Carrying you on.
So cute.
What was like the promotional period of the show like, getting to see everyone interact every week, like tweet about it and stuff like that?
It was like, dude, it was like kind of the highlight of the experience for me, because it wasn't just me. Because for a long time, theater is a little bit difficult to get into. I mean, in terms of like, my parents, they would watch a Shakespeare play and they'd be like, you did a good job, and then we'd never talk about it ever again. I just disappear on a Friday night and come back in like Juliet makeup, and they'd be like, oh, was it good? Yes, that's the end. Like,
that's a good job.
But because of Pearl Next Door, my mom got a Twitter account, she got an Instagram account. She was like engaging with everyone. And I was like, Mom, that's so sweet.
That's so
and it
cool.
hit extra hard because it was a queer role. And at first she was like, you're not playing this role. And I'm like, oh, yes, I am. Like, too late, I signed the contract, like. But at the end, it's just like, it wasn't even like the interview stuff. It was like getting to talk to people who were, pouring out their life stories in letters and getting to reply. And it just made me feel like it was so much bigger than it was. It was bigger than a show and bigger than a web series. And I just felt so good about that.
Yeah, sometimes I forget that it's just a web series. Like, I feel like we need to get it on Netflix along with Game Boy.
Netflix, where are you at?
I still have my fingers crossed about the movie. I'm praying, like, God, come on, dude, like.
The people need
we
it.
We need more.
I need it, dude. I'm not finished. That ending, and I'm not finished, dude. Like, I got.
I get it. And I mean, like we've said it before, that like the Game Boys and Pearl Next Door community is like so amazing.
Insane.
Yeah. They're so great and so interactive and so supportive. And it's just, every time we have someone from Game Boys or Pearl Next Door on, it's just gets a lot bigger than we're used to, because there's so many and they're so supportive of everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's
a really cool community.
It is.
I mean, it shows from whenever we have, which happens all the time here, whenever we have natural disasters or anything.
Yeah.
they're the first to mobilize. Like whenever, and they set these systems up for themselves, these donation systems. And we drive traffic to it, but it's usually the fans who come up with the logistics for all of this. And it's so incredible.
Amazing.
Community.
Yeah, it really is amazing. I've been able to donate to a lot of things because my mutuals who are in the Game Boys fandom create, like you said, these things like my friend Sid started like the BL community. Which
Sid.
was like,
he visited the shop. Great dude.
Which was like, I guess, a fundraiser for multiple things, but specifically like LGBT awareness. But since you seem to be on Instagram and Twitter, I'm sure you've seen a lot of the Pearl Next Door memes.
Dude, I love them. I love them so much.
Which one is your favorite?
Oh my gosh. I think, there was this one where it was like on Twitter, I think. And this is kind of embarrassing because like I'm pretty sure that they did something with the shot of me lying on the sun lounger with my arms up. I'm positive they did something to that shot because my underarms do not look that good. Like I'm so sure I was lying there like that, and then my underarms were out, and then somebody posted a picture like, that frog who's like being blinded by the sun. Yeah, my underarm. And I was like, I'm so sorry to disappoint everyone, but no,
this is not what happens.
Movie magic, guys. Like, but yeah, that's my favorite. I showed it to my mom. She was like, they photoshopped that, right? I'm like, yeah, they
Oh my gosh.
I love your mom.
Yes, she really is the best. Like we would, it would be our date. Like I'd get Tater's popcorn, and then we would sit in front and be like, ready for the next episode, Mom, let's go.
That's so cute.
Yeah.
Oh, she sounds amazing.
She's a lovely woman. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good to have a support system behind you, especially since it was your first time going into filming a series.
Yeah.
I can imagine that just helped a lot, having like your mom be like so excited for you to be in the series.
Yeah, I mean, it was unexpected, honestly, like super. I didn't, and okay, well, part of me knows that she was so supportive because we didn't even end up, doing anything, or like it never got too deep.
Yeah,
right?
that's true.
Right.
But at the same time, it's baby steps, right? So it was a really great baby step, and yeah,
100%.
She's lovely.
Yeah, one step at a time.
One step at a time, indeed.
Yes.
Yeah, so whenever we had Adriana on, we asked her this question, and it's a very interesting one. Who would you want Pearl to end up with, Alex or Carlene?
Okay, that's difficult. To be completely honest, I'm happy with how it ended. Because of how all of the events unfolded. I think both of them were toxic in some way.
Yeah,
like
I agree.
I loved Alex, and then I loved Alex, and then until I didn't love her, and until I could understand her actions, but then I realized how immature, it would be.
Yeah.
Because I don't get angry, like it's great, you got upset, but it's be in control of your emotions. Yeah, I'm happy with how that ended, but towards the beginning, I say that Alex would be the better choice, but I definitely would have picked Carlene, dude. Like it's the cancer in me. The cancer in me is like, oh, you're damaged. I can fix you.
I'm into it.
At that moment in time. Like, you don't have to worry. Like, we can. Basta. That would be me for sure.
No, that makes sense. Like, both of them have a lot of pros and cons to if Pearl were to be with them.
Right.
I always end up outweighing the cons on Alex's side, but even then, like you said, how she reacted with anger at the end there, I really was upset at her by that, like really disappointed in the character. So
I mean, that's how the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. Like I mean, I've been with people who it's like they're perfect, and then when something upsets them, suddenly they turn, and I'm like,
where did this come from?
yeah.
So it is based on true events, but you know, it's always sad when that happens. So.
I have a family member who is she's very engaged and very easy to talk to and all that. But if you make her mad, she just flips a switch and goes off.
Oh, man.
I cannot deal with stuff like that in my old age.
Her old age.
No, I think it's good that Pearl Next Door ended on a note of self-love. I think that was really important that it ended that way. And looking back on it, I'm glad that it ended that way and it wasn't necessarily Pearl with one or the other.
Yeah. I would have liked to have seen what would have happened if she did end up with someone though. But
yeah, absolutely.
There's still time. There's still time. And again, as we said, it's like we were breaking so much ground. We're pioneering GL here. So what baby steps? Everything is baby steps. And I'm just happy with how everything unfolded. I think it taught a really great lesson. And the story that we meant to tell was told. And hopefully more story.
It was a good beginning to like a journey.
Great.
We need more.
We need more.
Even just to watch it, I would be so excited. Yeah. So we need more.
Yeah. I can't imagine that they would just leave the story at that either. Like there definitely needs to be a continuation.
Let's see.
Yeah, let's see.
Prayers, guys.
Yes.
Manifesting.
Manifesting, yes. In the words of Pitch, who always manifests everything. Yeah, you mentioned.
I just saw him in Alt. I was like, oh my god, brilliant guy.
He's so sweet.
Yeah, you mentioned that you started in theater and then kind of got into Pearl Next Door through that. But I want to know, like, what is your favorite role that you've acted in theater, or maybe your favorite show?
Oh, wow, that's hard. That's hard. In terms of like how my life has changed completely, Alex. Because in all of my roles, I've been an ingenue. So it's been very difficult because I was Juliet, then I was Liesl von Trapp, then I was who was I? Who was I? I was Emmy in A Doll's House. So it was like all of these roles are very feminine. And obviously because I'm 14, 15, I would be playing these roles. But I would receive the same note from every single director. And the note is that I have very masculine movements. So, you know, I act like my hands are large, my legs are very thick, and it's a challenge for me to move in a feminine manner. So that's the comment I'd always receive. So it always had to be changing. I'd have to channel somebody else when I was on stage. But with Alex, I was finally playing someone that I felt like I was channeling myself. And it was like, it was refreshing. It doesn't mean I don't want to play feminine roles ever in the future, but like, I feel like I needed that to affirm that I still loved acting, you know, like, because
and I do think like we need more female characters with more masculine ways of being. I mean, it's
for sure, dude.
It's normal. Like, I am a straight female and I identify as that, but I've been called or said that I'm not a woman because I don't like cleaning and stuff and I don't wear really feminine clothing. And I'm just like, what?
That's so strange.
That like how you move and how you dress doesn't like reflect what gender you are. So, I mean, movies and theater and everything should reflect that as well because it's part of normal life.
Exactly. But I was just happy to be able to play that. But in terms of challenges, I think Doll's House Part 2. I liked. I was with Menchu Lachenko. We did it was like a sequel to Ibsen's A Doll's House.
Oh yeah.
So it was cool. And it was very feminist, which I liked it, the subtext.
Mm-hmm.
So I like that one the best.
Yeah. Do you have like dream roles that you'd like to play in theater?
Bechtel, Fun Home. Ah, dude. I would love to play old Alison Bechtel in Fun Home.
Ooh, nice.
So good. Oh, I have the comic book. It was a gift from my partner. I'm like, oh, it makes me cry every time. Beautiful.
Oh. Do you, if you were to like create your own GL, what would be like the ideal plot of the GL?
That is such a
ever
good
thought about that?
question. Oh my god, that's such a good question. OMG. That is such a good question. What the hell? Okay. I'm a sucker for like, one is like really shy and then the other one is like really like
Aggressive.
So for me it would be like she's like a really, really famous actress and then she's a chorus girl and then like the actress starts flirting with the chorus girl, but she's like, no, she couldn't be like flirting with me or whatever. But then like dude, it's actually like coming together in my brain. Scary. One day, like the chorus girl is getting on her motorcycle, like outside of the stage door, and then she sees the actress come out and she's crying or whatever because she had a fight with her boyfriend or something like that, and she'd be like, "Get on, we're going to the mountains" or something like that, and then like they go into the sunset, and then they like talk as friends, and they get closer together. Oh my god!
All right, we're writing it.
We're
gonna make this a group project. We're gonna make this happen.
Let's do it.
Yeah, like let's actually do it.
I would watch the shit out of that.
I'm sweating a little bit. So good. Or like I'm a sucker for like the historical ones where it's like, oh no, we mustn't be together because society and
that's the good stuff.
That's the good stuff, dude.
That's the good stuff.
This is a random question, but have you ever seen The Girl King?
No.
That's my favorite. I guess like lesbian movie. That's my favorite like LGBT movie. The Girl King.
I'm gonna write this down.
Yeah, it's based on the true story of Queen Christina of Sweden. And her romance with this I don't know what the title of her title was, but she has a romance with someone, and it is historical and very good, but also very tragic.
Can I just say I just finished dude, I'm like in shambles because I just finished Evelyn Hugo, the book.
I've heard. Yes.
Okay, I won't say anything then. You just have to
no spoilers.
Beautiful book.
But yeah, speaking of GL shows, would you be willing to release like the full versions of the little song snippets that you sang in Pearl Next Door?
I would love to, if given the opportunity. I just I'm a songwriter, I'm not a producer, so I try putting it out on my piano and I'm just never satisfied. So if a producer would want to work with me for those, I would love to. But then again, I don't know. I did release them for Idea First, so I'm just leaving them there. I'm not producing them myself. But if they ever want to have them, I gave them to the show, so it's not like they could call me whenever they want to make a full version of them. But it's easy to write. I love when it comes to Pearl Next Door, it just comes pouring out of me. So like, I'd love to finish them one day, someday.
Yeah, you're always posting like singing clips or like little songs that you wrote. So I want to know, like, when did you start singing?
Well, when I was a kid, my parents forced me into piano lessons. But Becca and I, my sister and I, we used to sing in the choir all the time. So it was ingrained from an early childhood Christian education.
Yep.
Yeah.
I know that feeling.
So it's been like forever, but then whenever I would want to rebel or like, you know, be a feelsy preteen or teenager, I would write on my piano downstairs. And yeah, everything from like my grandpa's mad at me or whatever, or so like what are these feelings? My best friend doesn't want to like hang out with me anymore, but obviously I just had a crush on her and I just didn't like, you know, with a boyfriend or whatever. Like so like yeah, I grew up with piano and writing music, and I think that's maybe the reason I haven't launched it into a career yet, because I'm terrified at failing at it, because I don't know, it's like that's always been there for me as an outlet for like my emotions. So like if I failed at it, I'd be like, what am I gonna do with my emotions now? But yeah, so ever since I could talk.
Yeah. I get that. Like my 6-year-old, she does like when she started school this year, and when she goes to school, I can just hear her down the street singing, and it's just some random thoughts. And she keeps doing it. It's very cute.
Beautiful thing. Oh my gosh.
You gotta nurture that. You can have a singer in your house.
Yeah, she really likes ballet too, so I was gonna assign her into a ballet class now that she's old enough to do it.
It's beautiful. It's like a great for your fine motor skills as well.
Yeah, and I'm so surprised that she got into it, because me and my boyfriend, we don't particularly we're not very girlish or anything, but she just loves dressing up and just makeup and dresses, and like she's 6 years old and she did not get it from me. So I'm just letting her do whatever she wants, like honestly. And if my 3-year-old son wants to sit and dress up with her, then he is so cute in a dress.
They're really lucky to have a mom like you.
I agree.
You.
Oh my god! I didn't sign up for feels today.
No, children are amazing.
Yeah, I love kids. So before I ask this question, I'm just gonna say that your song snippets remind me a lot of Phoebe Bridges.
Don't.
I love her maybe so a little Casey Musgraves, but more.
My heart. You guys, I can't do compliments. My hands just always just float out here, and I'm like, thank you very much. But that is great. I love Phoebe. I mean, motion sickness is basically my life story. When I listened to for the first time, I astral projected like above my body. Oh my god! I hate you for what I did, but I miss you like a little kid. What? Like,
yeah.
Love her.
But yeah, I was gonna ask, do you have any musical influences?
Oh, I love Kate Bush. I love Tori Amos. Dude, Kate Bush. I love Kate Bush. She's so crazy. She's my musical crackhead inspiration. Her, Tori Amos. I love Elton John just because of catchiness.
Hell yeah.
The cheesiness of Phil Collins, I think, is so shamelessly cheesy. I love him. Yeah. Yes, those people are super awesome. Joni Mitchell. I could go on like for days, but they're all from the 70s and 80s, and they're all crazy. So Fleetwood Mac. Oh yeah.
I think the people need a cover from you of Rolling Up That Hill or Running Up the Hill, whatever.
Running Up That Hill.
Yeah.
I'll do it when I master the choreography. I'll come up with choreography. I'll do it. Either that or like maybe like Babushka. That one's a good one too.
Ooh. Yeah.
That one I don't need choreo, but I need a costume for Babushka. Babush, yeah, babush, yeah, babush. Yeah. Love it.
Oh. Do you have any favorite foreign artists that you listen to? Or I don't know exactly what they're asking with that question. I guess whatever you would consider foreign?
The ones I listed have been foreign, but locally, Leon and Nara are great. I love Anna Mori. She's awesome. She's from here as well. Mitch Cervantes' thing again. She has a little band thingy. I like her beats a lot. And the classic, the Razorheads, Apple Hiking. Yeah, so those are my local influences. International, I think I mentioned all of them before. I'm trying to think of people outside the US and the UK, but
do you have like any non-English that aren't like Filipino either?
Ooh, that's interesting. Let me think. I wish I could say I was into K-pop, but that's my sister. I really wish I could say I haven't entered that world yet, because I know when you go in, there's no coming back.
Get there. Don't worry,
you'll get there.
There's no coming back after.
Nope.
Yeah, there's just one door, and it doesn't lead backwards. It's just.
Well, I'm trying to think now.
Yeah,
that's hard. I think it's because I'm really into lyrics, and if I can't understand the lyrics, I get a little I feel left out.
That makes sense.
Yeah. But I'd love to get into it soon. Like, I'll have a look around if you guys have any suggestions. You can try to get me.
Alexa has a lot of suggestions. Look at her face.
Open that gate.
I would not even know where to begin.
Right.
Am I ready is the question. Pretty girls dancing and doing the songs, and I've seen the music videos, and I have to look away because like you're too good. Like
feeling some type of way.
Maybe as like a gateway drug. Maybe listen to Twice.
Ooh,
I've seen, but you know, my boss at the vintage store, Fed Pua, he's so into all of it. So I'm just gonna ask him. Like, God bless, guys.
Yeah, and what's so good about like the K-pop stuff too is if you watch the music videos, there's so much meaning, and like they really put a story into it, which I love. And like not all of it is as understandable because I don't understand the culture as much. So I do watch some like reaction videos of people who are very good at explaining what's happening. So that's fun for me.
That's a community, you know.
Yeah.
Stream I hear. So woo! Let's go down this rabbit hole.
It really is a rabbit hole, though. Like, be prepared.
Yeah.
You mentioned you love writing lyrics. So what is the process of just like writing and producing songs like for you?
You know, it's funny because like, as I said before, it's always been an emotional release. So I think you noticed all my snippets have like died down. Like I haven't posted a snippet in a minute. And I think it was because last year I was still dating. And last year I was drinking a lot. So like all the emotions were out of wiggity whack, dude. So I had a lot to write about because I was out there like doing crazy things. But I'm taking a step back and I haven't written as much, but I'm in a much better place. So that's cool.
That's good.
But I'm hoping to get back into it really soon because it's been like such a cornerstone of my personal mental health. So in terms of the process, there's a feeling. I don't know what to do with it, so I turn it into poetry because I've always been into the poetry community. And then I noodle around on my piano until it sounds nice, and then I sing it, and then I put it out in the world so that, you know, that emotion is not mine anymore. It's shared with everybody else too. So everybody's carrying it, and it's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. Would you ever consider posting covers on YouTube?
I'd love to do that. I've been working on it, but then because I like a lot of the old songs. So when I sing it, like when I sing Wild Horses or something by the Rolling Stones or Joni Mitchell, I always like listen back on it and I think the original was better. So I just don't end up posting. So it's there and they're in the archives like hiding, but don't end up posting them. So soon, maybe if you guys would like to make requests. I'd love to, you know, do what I can to, you know, make something.
Make them happen.
Make them happen.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, your fans would eat that up. Like,
Absolutely.
they would really eat that up if you started posting like full covers on YouTube. But there's a lot of like work that goes into that. It's not just easier said than done.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think you'll ever put out like a full album or EP anytime soon?
I've been working on a concept album, but the progress is really slow.
Yeah.
Because my producer is incredible. He lives like near me, and he has a son, and you know, I went over there like when Pearl Next Door wrapped, and we bought a pizza, and we were talking about what we were gonna do next. But I'm taking my time with it. I want to be really slow and really careful, because I want to take my time finding a sound, which is the reason for all the snippets, and hopefully everything comes together really soon, because I'd love to feel like myself again, like writing music again. But soon, when life stabilizes a little bit more.
Yeah.
A lot of creativity.
Like, I'm right there with you. Like, I promise, like this pandemic, after the second ECQ, I was like, oh my God, I'm paralyzed by fear and anxiety. But we're going back into it hopefully very soon.
Nice.
Well, that's good to hear. Yeah, I was going to say the pandemic has been like the birthplace of a lot of creativity, but it also causes you to get in a slump. I know that like it's really hard not feeling like you're being productive enough.
Oh yeah.
And like you're not creating as much as you should be, but sometimes you just have to shut off the switch. Like you just have to relax and take a break from all of it.
Step back from it for a little bit. Yeah.
That was a stepping back, I think. But I'm just so eager to be working again. Like, that's why I miss being on a set so much, because you can't not work when you're on a set. Like, so. Oh, man.
Yeah. Do you have like a current favorite song that you've like been playing on repeat?
Wait, let me check my Spotify. I know that I've been playing something on repeat. That's an embarrassing one, so I'm not gonna say it. It's the embarrassing one is "In Your Eyes" by Peter Gabriel. It's so cheesy, like it's so cheesy. In your eyes. Oh gosh, it's awful. What have I? You know, I think it's all cringy stuff that I've been listening to. But it's all sad. Kokomo by the Beach Boys.
Nice. Found one.
Ooh, I want to take it.
Oh my God.
Guys, I'm sorry. Like, I feel like, and tell me if this experience is like the same for you, but I feel like during the pandemic, like not seeing people has caused me to regress into my 12-year-old self that doesn't care what anybody else thinks.
Oh, absolutely.
So it's like, good, right? So it's like, yeah, I want to listen to something that a 70-year-old man would listen to on the porch with a beer, right? That's me.
Why the hell not?
It's my truest self. So,
yeah, I've definitely been revisiting a lot of things that bring me nostalgia.
Yeah,
like
for sure.
Things from childhood. So I get that. The whole regressing to like middle school phase.
It's super evident, like even in my meals. Like I'm eating the exact same thing I used to eat. Right? It's so crazy. Crazy stuff.
It's just pizza rolls. Just pizza rolls every day.
I will F up some pizza rolls.
Some fried eggs and rice every day, dude.
But yeah, not to segue completely away from that, but would you, I don't know, I don't want to make you uncomfortable. How do you feel about singing a snippet from one of your songs?
Oh my gosh. Okay. Let me just pull up some lyrics. You know, but I have to admit, guys, it has been a minute So I'm wondering which one I should sing. Oh my gosh. I'm looking at my lyrics right now and finding something that I can actually like repeat. Damn. World is all of this is all just emotional stuff. That's so sad. Oh. Okay. Oh, I have this one. It's new. And I don't have a ukulele. I'm so sorry. So I'm just gonna have to acapella it, if that's okay.
Absolutely.
So it goes. I haven't released this to anybody yet. Oh my gosh. God bless. Let's see what Rachel was thinking last month. I've read the Iliad and Odyssey. Okay. It goes like this. Okay. Rain. I've read the Iliad and Odyssey from cover to cover. And I've had lovers since can't you see that I've learned? Don't need a laboratory time slot, 'cause you've taught me all of the formulae I need to know. I may be clever, but I never calculated how much I'd hate to see you go. Oh, educated, but this course was a mistake. Learned and relearned lessons, testing just how much this heart can take. I thought I'd made the grade by now. How am I still at the bottom of the stack? And if I'm so smart, why is it so hard not to hope you're coming back?
Oh, that was so good.
So
Thank
good.
you.
Those lyrics.
It was like, jumped on me, but we good. We got there in the end.
Oh my god.
I seriously could listen to your voice the whole day.
It's so pretty.
T-Rex arms.
This is a recurring theme, the T-Rex arms.
I would do a stand ovation if I didn't have stuff on my lap, but
It's all good. It's all good. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Do you think
Thank
you're gonna
you for singing for us.
I appreciate you guys asking. I haven't sung in a minute, so I'm happy.
Oh, that was amazing.
No, especially on the spot, because that can be very nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
I know I am shaking, but it's fine. We got through it.
So do you think you're gonna release that one as like a snippet or something else?
That's the awful thing. It's out of my system now because I wrote it, and now it's like, okay.
They're like, we're done with that one.
Why is it so hard not to hope you're coming back? That's the mic drop. The emotion is dropped. So but I'm hoping, dude. I miss coming out with music and like sharing it with people. So hopefully soon.
Yeah. Awesome.
I'd love to finish it. I have to just tap into those extremely painful emotions again. But yeah, let it go.
Yeah. So we talked a lot about you filming Pearl Next Door and singing and all that stuff, but the people really want to see more of you. So do you have any upcoming projects that we should look out for, or anything that is more set in stone?
I just finished wrapping a shoot with Nico Livello for a QC Cinema short called Mighty Robo V. And it's basically I don't want to spoil anything because we haven't released anything about it, but keep an eye out for it. I'm excited. Awesome. It's comedy, and I've never done comedy before, and the people in it are all incredible comedians. Red Oliera, Aaron Cristobal, and so many awesome people. Nice. Other than that, I did a children's show, but my part's very small in it, and it's I did The Great Christmas Cookie Bake Off. That's available next month on Broadway on demand. If you want to see me play a teenage social media influencer in a
nice.
It's funny. You guys it's worth the ticket price to see me in that costume and a tutu. So
nice.
Go lang. What else? That's it so far that it's disclosable.
Nice.
But, yeah.
Nice.
Nice. And did you mention where we can watch the first one?
Oh, that is not out yet, but I think they're gonna have a premiere on. It'll probably be released on YouTube, as with all the cute cinema selections. So yeah,
Nice.
hopefully
Yes.
it'll be on there.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so when we announced on social media that we'd be talking to you, we obviously got a lot of excited messages from your fans, and most questions were from them. So is there anything you'd like to say to them?
I want to thank you guys. It's been a really wild roller coaster of a couple of months, and I think it's just been a testament to the kind of people you are, that even when there's not a lot to digest in terms of content from Pearl Next Door or me or anybody, you guys are still always there and always engaged. And a couple of you guys have even come to visit me at the shop, and I just want to say that it makes my day. When I'm working the counter and I see a friendly face that I recognize and we get to chat a little bit. Thank you for being you. Thank you for being part of an awesome community. And it isn't over yet, dude. We still, there's a lot of the journey that we have yet to cross. So like, let's do it together. Yeah, rock and roll.
Yeah, I have a random question about the shop that you work at.
Yeah, no problem.
Is everything there vintage, or do you also sell like vintage remakes?
Oh, actually, the awesome people at It's Vintage have just, they did create a It's Vintage rework collection. So we have a bunch of items on the web store where basically our team, some of them were like really good at making designs. So they have these reworks that are really, really cool, and I wear them sometimes. But yeah, so It's Vintage Rework. It's on the web store, and
Nice.
I see me wearing it when I'm especially confident. They're like very, very cool, and like, oh, it's like I'm putting on a costume of a cool person, you know. Like, they're all like, hey, yeah, it's rework vintage, you know, like.
You know how it is.
You know how it is, you know, cool girls unite, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, the peace sign.
Yeah. Well, I think if any of us end up making it to the Philippines, we're definitely going to visit the shop.
Hell yeah.
100%.
Oh, dude, that would be so good. And I mean, if depending on the COVID situation, there are so many restaurants around the area, I would give you guys a good time for sure.
We have a lot of people to visit when it's actually safe to travel again. So
please,
we will make time. We will make it work.
It'll be a really good time for sure.
Yeah, it would.
But yeah, we have come to the end of our interview. Are there any social media of yours that you want to plug? Where can people find you?
Sure. To keep pace with me, because my handles are very confusing, because I made them when I was like 13 and I thought they would be very clever because I was a theater actor. So my Instagram and Twitter is @Rachel. So it's theatrical, but instead of Rickle, it's Rachel.
Oh,
so @Rachel.
I did not catch
people
that
are
at all.
People are like, "What's up, Faya?" And I'm like, "I'm not Faya."
what's happening here?
And on Facebook, you can find all of my stuff under Coats Stuff. So it's my last name and space and then stuff. It's all my stuff. So acting stuff, music stuff, it's all there.
Awesome.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Rachel, for coming on to the podcast.
Oh, thank you guys. Thank you for,
so fun.
Especially because of the time. Thank you very much for doing the time thing. I really appreciate it. I had an awesome time.
No problem.
Yeah,
yeah, this was so much fun.
Yeah, we need more girls' love and series and just like sapphic representation in Filipino media.
Oh, yeah.
But I think everything that you and Idea First Company have accomplished with Pearl Next Door is going to have a long-lasting effect on the genre and is a really good stepping stone for future GL projects.
Yeah. I mean, I'm already seeing more GL-related stuff that is supposed to come out later this year and next year from the Philippines and other countries as well. So, like you guys said, you got the ball rolling, and hopefully we will continue to see more and people will support them so that we do get a lot more in the future. But I'm really excited for everything that's coming forward.
Yes.
Me too. Me
Same.
too. And it's great to be in the company of those who are really excited as well. So
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Yeah, so remember to like and comment if you're watching on YouTube, and leave a review if you're listening on one of the podcasting platforms like Apple or Spotify. And check out our Patreon because we do early access for episodes and exclusive series reviews over on there. But yeah, all that stuff really helps us out. Anyway, until next time, bye.
Bye.
Bye.